Al Keck here from my friends at Family Lawn, Pest, Handyman, and Housekeeping. I'm all about saving money and saving time, especially when it comes to maintaining my home. These people are 4-in-1. One provider for my lawn, pest, handyman, and housekeeping. I don't have to call 4 different companies, receive 4 different estimates, have 4 different strangers come into my home and write 4 different checks. I simply call Roger and Paula at Family Lawn and Pest. Sign up for a year and leave the honeydews to them. Get a free estimate. Call 813-526-8111. That's 813-526-8111. Tell them Al Keck sent you and get $250 off your first year or 20% off your first month. It's Family Lawn and Pest and so much more.
Hey, Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.
Beat us last year. They're a tough bunch. They know what to expect from us. We know what to expect from them. We just got to execute. Just the fight and the resolve. We got to keep getting back up. We don't dwell on the ones we lost. We don't dwell on the ones we won either.
We take what they got. Let's go. Have it on your mind for fight.
It's a big game for us because it's the next game and we want to get to 6-1, and that's what we're trying to get to.
Dropping to throw. Throws a dart. Caught ball. Mike Evans, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Far sideline it is. Intercepted. Picked off at the 30-yard line.
Barrett been all over the place out there to make that stop.
Follows the block. Touchdown. Easy pickings for Leonard Fournette.
All right, guys, what's going on? And welcome back to NSPN live here from Ducky's, getting you ready for Bucs versus the Bears. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with the power man himself. Let me go ahead and give you your intro. Mr. Jason Powers, Powers on Sports Podcast. How you doing today?
Back for another week, man.
I'm telling you.
Trying to go to 6-1.
Yes, back for another week, trying to go to 6-1, and of course, on everybody's mind at this point, can the Bucs do that versus a Bears team right now that still has one of the top defenses in the league, but is transitioning into the Justin Fields era? So we'll break it down for you. We'll get you ready for Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields and that defense. Of course, the injury situation not cleared up for the Bucs. Gronkowski is going to miss the game. You have Richard Sherman that's going to miss the game. You have Antonio Brown that's going to miss the game. So there's going to have to be some big-time players that are going to have to step up. And then, of course, we'll take your phone calls, as always, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Jason Powers. So 4 o'clock game today. Everybody's riled up here. I believe you have as many Bears fans as you have Bucs fans here. It's crazy.
Lots of Bears fans in town, obviously, with the huge Chicago contingency down that live down here year-round. And, you know, there's always a big – you and I talked on our podcast, the No Quarter Given podcast.
Yes.
About how the Bear –
old rivals, if you will.
NFC
the Bears
Central.
In this series, 40-20. So not a lot of good memories when it comes to talking about the Bears and the Bucs. And it goes back to last year, Thursday Night Football, where Tom Brady forgets about the 4th down. I tell you what, let's go out to Tom Brady really quick and hear what he thinks this team has to do on that 10-day break to get better offensively and defensively here live on your NSPN watch party from Ducky's. Here we go.
Everything. I don't think we've reached our potential at all. So I think we've got to continue to stress the importance of the details every day of what we're trying to do. And we don't have anything that I feel that, I'm out there and go, man, we really got this nailed. I mean, there's a lot of things we need to do better. And, in the past game, throwing and catching, all of us being on the same page with what we're doing against, a bunch of different looks. Now we're kind of getting into a part of the year where teams are starting to show kind of what they are. There's a good sample size of information about like how they're going to play defense and who's going to be out there and who they like and who's struggling and so forth. It's really hard early in the year. I think the first couple games of, who's going to be playing for them and what are they going to do? Are things going to be different than last year? So at least now you can start to kind of hone in on what the opponents are doing. I mean, they're not going to change too much from week to week, but I certainly feel like, we have certainly a long ways to go.
All right, there you go. That was Tom Brady in his presser this week. Welcome back to NSPN Live on here, Next Gen Sports Media, where sports media evolves. And, of course, I love St. Pete. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with the power man himself, Jason Powers. And he talks about it. They get a big win over the Eagles on the road. Not necessarily the prettiest thing, especially the penalty situation. And consequently, you go back to the loss last year versus the Chicago Bears. They had a problem with penalties. In that game, they've got to clean it up. They cannot have critical penalties at critical times because it lets teams back in the game.
That was the game last year. You remember when Brady really, you saw some animated Tom Brady on the sideline.
Yeah.
You had Ryan Jensen had a couple of cheap personal fouls in that game.
Sure.
Some false starts. That was a game. Remember, the Bucs, I think, were up 13-0 in that game.
13-0.
Kicked a lot of field goals, and Nick Foles brings them back.
Yep.
When they lose 20-19.
Yep.
I believe was the score.
20-19. Yes, sir.
On that Thursday night, I think after that game, you really saw the Bucs tighten up from a penalty perspective.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go out to the phone lines. Welcome to the NSPN watch party, along with yours truly, along with Jason Powers. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Pete, it's Kurt, man. I changed my phone number, man.
All right, Kurt, let me go ahead and give you some walk-up music. There we go. Hold on a sec. Let it play out. All right, that's enough. Go ahead, Curtis. Bears versus the Bucs. What do you see? What are your keys to this game for the Bucs to move to 6-1?
Well, first of all, let me just say I'm shouting out to all my Bucs fans. I'm here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh!
In the heart of Panthers country. And I walked through the airport with all my Bucs gear on, and I got yelled at by a couple Panthers fans.
Oh, you did? Oh, you did? Okay, well, let me fire those cannons for you right there. There you go.
These are the same Panther fans that are watching the Giants 5, Carolina 3 in the third quarter.
And by the way, Sam Darnold,
5-3.
everybody talking about the greatness of Sam Darnold, he still stinks.
Back
okay?
to earth.
He still
Back to
stinks.
earth
He still
for Sam
stinks.
Darnold, yeah.
He stinks. He absolutely stinks. How about that? That's what he is. He stinks. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nothing, man. I'm just calling because I'm not worried about this game.
Mm-hmm.
We should have this. We should have this game in the bag.
Okay.
I feel like the hype from last year, we are in a totally different situation than we were last year.
Right.
I mean, Brady played in that Thursday night game. What was it, like week 5? Week
Yes.
6?
Yes.
No
Early on in
training
the
camp,
season. Yes.
No training camp, no preseason, no nothing. So, okay. See, now my brother-in-law is in the background yelling.
What's your brother-in-law yelling about?
Speakerphone so he can hear you.
Go for it. What are you yelling about back there? You a Panther fan?
Coaches and players, got AC, got my offensive coordinator, got my backup quarterback down there. I mean, that's Steelers South.
Well, you know what? Nobody put a gun to their head for those players and those coaches to sign with the Bucs. And by the way, they're Super Bowl champion.
We don't want Ben Roethlisberger.
All right, Curtis, go ahead and continue. Appreciate your brother-in-law, by the way.
That's right. Well, we're just sitting here watching Tennessee run down Kansas City's throat right now.
Okay.
But no, man, I'm not worried about this Bears game. It's obvious that we have a bunch of injuries right now on offense and on defense.
Right.
You know, with the consistency of our offense, I mean, they do got Khalil Mack, but I'm not afraid of that Bears.
Okay. All right.
And that Bears offense is that offensive line. I hope so. You know. But anyway, hey, I know a lot of people want to call. I'm gonna give you my predictions.
Give me your prediction.
I've been sticking in the 30s. Every time I say 30s, we don't score 30.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say 28-17.
Okay. All right, Curtis. Let me go ahead and fire those cannons right there. And I'll also give you, I believe, well, where's it at? There it is right there. Woo! All right. Appreciate the call, Curtis. Thanks a lot.
Don't eat all the wings, man.
I will definitely eat all the wings that I can eat, my friend. We'll save you some when you come back, all right?
All right, bro.
All right, brother. See ya. There you go, Curtis, in North Carolina and enemy country. And once again, man, please, 5-3.
Giants over the Panthers. Instant update out of Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, a beautiful 35-yard or so bomb to Marquise Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore 17, Bengals 13.
All right, there you go.
Beautiful catch.
Nice. All right, and update the scores around the league. You have Green Bay. They just scored. It looks like they're up 21-7. Rodgers.
The shocker is in Nashville. Titans 27, Chiefs nothing.
Well,
third quarter.
We talked about this, Jason Powers, that Kansas City's defense. I talked about this with Harry the Greek on his show on Friday night on 1252 Chicago Sports. They're live on Facebook and YouTube. Derrick Henry's been unstoppable lately, and then on top of it, Kansas City's defense is atrocious.
They are.
And Mahomes, who could have thought this? Mahomes has as many interceptions as rookie Zach Wilson from the New York Jets. That's terrible.
Yeah,
that's bad.
Yeah, they're not playing well offensively. They just kicked a field goal, so it's 27-3 in Nashville, early third quarter, but just no rhythm with that Kansas City offense.
Yeah, no rhythm at all.
And turning the ball over, combined with a bad defense.
Right. And it's
trouble.
almost like their Super Bowl hangover, and they haven't gotten over that Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, trouble.
Where basically the Bucs put out that blueprint. Tell you what, let's go out to Blake Anthony. He's out at the game. Blake Anthony, welcome. Yes, sir. And I see you right there. Tell us where you're at, my friend. You're at the game, right?
Down here at Raymond James Stadium. I feel like I'm in Chicago with all these Bears fans around here. I think Jason had said that earlier. It feels like I'm in Chicago right now. All these Bears fans are where I even see Chicago Bulls jerseys out here.
Oh, okay. Well, we're here live at Ducky's. We have a fair share of Bucs fans, but there are a lot of Chicago Bears fans here also. So it's going to be a festive atmosphere. What's your biggest key to this game for the Bucs to move to 6-1, Mr. Blake Anthony of Sports Talk 49?
Of course, don't turn over the ball. Don't let Justin Fields run all over and find guys up and down the field. They got to figure out ways to contain them and make them one-dimensional. Chicago's going to want to run the ball this game. The Bears are going to the Bucs are going to take away the run. But they can't allow Justin Fields to break containment and then find receivers open downfield because we all know the Buccaneers secondary is kind of banged up.
Yeah, Buccaneers secondary is kind of banged up. We're on with Blake Anthony of Sports Talk 49. Of course, Blake and Blake Sports live here from Ducky's. He's out at the game at Raymond James Stadium, and that's been the key there. That's been the talk. Now Richard Sherman, Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy-Bunting out, of course. So guys like a D. Delaney, once again, Ross Cockrell, they're going to have to step up. And then on top of it, this breaking news this morning from Peter Schrager of Fox Sports, Kevin Ross is out with COVID. Guess who's your coach of the cornerbacks? Richard Sherman.
Is he really?
Yes.
So, Blake, what's the weather? What's the weather out there? Is it overcast? I know it's a little overcast.
Yes, it's an overcast right now. I can actually feel little drops of rain. So it's going to be interesting to see how that changes the complexity of the game. And you guys were talking about injuries. Sorry to change the subject. I want to get this in if I forgot. Antonio Brown being out this game is going to make a huge difference. So here's the chance for guys that want to see Tyler Johnson and a lot of these other young receivers to get a chance to play and show what they got. Because the last time those guys had a chance to play Chicago, they didn't do really well.
All right, do me a favor there, Mr. Blake Anthony at Sports Talk 49. Be a little outgoing, if you will. Go ahead and move that cell phone over. Give me some fans there, some Tampa Bay fans.
Let me see what I can get here.
All right, let's see what you got.
For you.
Here we go. Come on.
There we go. We got one right here. There we go.
This is live television. This is live television.
We got live TV with John Desai from St. Pete. What is your predictions of the game today, John?
Buccaneers 35, Bears 10.
10, only 10 with Justin Fields?
Yeah, come on, dog. Do you think they're going to put that pressure on him and they're going to stay in his cheeks? Well, I'm looking at the camera.
Oh, yeah.
They gonna stay in his cheeks. They ain't gonna give him no time. He might get a here and there, just because he's a little looser. But we got the X factor, Devin White. So Devin White is the new Derrick Brooks, like how Michael Vick used to get caught up with Derrick Brooks. That's gonna cancel out. But they're gonna put some points on the board. You know what I mean? They're gonna do that. But they gonna get choked out.
So you're not worried about Buccaneers struggles with rookie QBs?
No. See, we can't go by past. We can't go by what they did in the past and what the struggles are. Name a rookie quarterback. When we struggled with Herbert last year, so I guess you want to say.
And Matt Jones and New England did pretty well good.
Yeah, but that was more scheme.
Right.
It wasn't that we struggled.
Right.
I feel you. But I don't see that because this team is not those teams. They don't have the same
Right.
talent. If they're going to depend on their run game, see, we don't have a run game they can depend on.
Absolutely.
Right? San Diego had a run game that they could depend on, but they had two dominant receivers on the outside,
yes,
so they could protect them a little bit. What they got in Chicago?
They got rookie Darnell Mooney and Allen Robinson. Those guys have yet to really come out and prove that they're worth their paychecks yet. But
I'm talking about that front five.
Oh, front five?
Against our front seven.
Well, their offensive line struggles. Actually, their left tackle, Jason Peters, has been on the giving up the Chiefs side of giving up sacks a lot this season.
So you're going to see a lot of JPP.
Right.
And I rookie.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's
Joe Tryon, Shay Yoka, Peter's favorite name.
What up, man? Yeah, so, at the end of the day, man, it's going to be a good game. I think the first quarter will probably be a fill-out process. We'll see nothing but time for you to get the heat up. They'll feed that rock before net. I think that's going to be our key. And everybody not down or what the man's ball.
Yes, he is. Both running and receiving. That's the key part. Running and receiving.
All right.
Just a single threat on this down to a threat back. So I think it's first quarter be built out. After that, it's on. We might go down. We might be down 7-3. 7-0. 10-7. But after that, it's gonna be all done.
It's not always how it starts. It's always, what is it, Peter?
It's not how you start it.
You finish. It's how you finish.
All right, Blake Anthony, appreciate the time here real quick. Is there a Bears fan? We got to be a little bit brief because we got some things to get to. We got some comments. Can you
if you want me to, if you want to get, I can try to round one up real quick.
I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead
and real quick.
Blake, we'll go ahead and come back to you. Get a Bears fan. We'll come back to you when you got them. We'll get the atmosphere live from Raymond James Stadium. Thanks a lot, Blake Anthony. Stand by, all right?
No problem.
All right, there we go. Blake Anthony right there, Sports Talk 49, getting a little feel.
That's it.
I love it.
There'll be a lot of tailgating today at Raymond James with all the Bear fans.
A lot of tailgating here, too, also. Great food. As always, great service. We love Gio here. We love all the management team here and the service. I'm getting ready to eat after the show. I can't eat before the show. What did you have?
I had a great little blackened chicken sandwich. Excellent. The staff does a great job.
Right. Cooking,
serving, bartending, all the good stuff. And we even got the big boss man who's the security here.
Yes.
The big our wrestling days.
I'm telling you right now.
He looks like the big boss man.
I feel like he's the big boss man, and I feel like if somebody comes over here and tries to knock my camera over, I'm going to have to go and get him and sick him on them. Again, we're live here at Ducky Sports Lounge, 1719 West Kennedy Boulevard in Tampa, live on NSPN. And, of course, I Love St. Pete. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with the power man himself, Jason Powers. Yes.
More score updates from we have a huge Bengal contingency here.
Yes.
CJ Uzama with his second touchdown of the game for the Bengals. Bengals 20, Ravens 17.
He's got some chemistry with Joe Burrow. That's been working the last couple years.
Absolutely.
So, and a good for the Tampa Bay Cincinnati Bengals club there. We'll get them on. But let's go out to the comments here really quick because we've been neglecting them. It is Tavita Tuale. I don't know what he's saying. Vita Vea playing today. Yes, he is playing today. Bucs playing another sorry team. Nothing to brag about here. You know, Troy Polamalu, you're a guy that is never satisfied, and this is what you get for that.
Shut up!
I mean, honestly, you play your schedule. The Chicago Bears are looking for a win. I get it. They're 3-3. They're coming off a disappointing loss to the Green Bay Packers, 24-14, where, of course, Aaron Rodgers says he owns them. If you look at the record, he kind of does. But look, it's not like this defense is a slouch. They're one of still the top units in the league. The problem is Justin Fields is a rookie quarterback. 32nd offense in the National Football League is not going to get it done. He's got to get better. That offensive line's got to get better. And if not, that's an advantage for the Bucs.
In the last couple of weeks, if you watch the Bears play, they've played a little better on offense, but it's been a run heavy.
Yeah.
Where obviously we know the Buccaneer defense is very, very stout against the run. So if you're the Buccaneers, put the ball in Justin Fields' hands today.
Yeah.
Don't let Damian Williams is back off of COVID, so he's back in the lineup.
Correct.
The Herbert kid, who's been playing the
Khalil
last couple
Herbert,
of weeks,
yes,
has done pretty good job. But make this a Justin Fields throw the ball kind of game, and I think he'll throw the ball into coverage a couple times for some opportunities.
You look at this Herbert kid, 19 for 97, a touchdown, really broke out, of course, coming in for the injured David Montgomery, which is a break for this Bucs team because Montgomery, when he gets the rock, he can definitely put up some big-time yards, very productive. And Justin Fields, 174, one interception. And a lot of Bears fans will tell you the turning point of that game, it looks like the Bears have a free play. Justin Fields throws the ball down the field, 50 yards for an interception, and it was never the same after that. But, once again, offensively, I think this is where you go with Tampa Bay. You know that they're going to stop that running game, so you put the onus on the rookie quarterback. And I'm just not sure if Justin Fields can throw the ball 25 to 30 times a game to win this game.
Don't let him kill you with his legs.
Correct, which is what you did last week with Jalen Hurts.
They've not been running a ton of zone read with Justin Fields.
Right.
But don't let him scramble, break loose out of the pocket, lose containment, where he's running for 10, 12 yards at a time.
Yeah.
Getting third down, converting on third down with his legs. Make him convert with his arm if they're gonna move the ball.
And of course, the Bucs coming into this game only giving up 54 yards a game of rushing, so it's practically impossible to run. And I think that's what the Bears are going to try to do. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to put it up, and that's where the pressure comes in from a Shaq Barrett. We're not sure if JPP is playing or not. He may play in this game. If not, it's Shaq Barrett. It's Joe Tryon. You're without Levante David also.
Right.
So, once again, both teams coming in here, not necessarily 100%.
Akeem Hicks, a big player for them on the defensive line for Chicago.
Yes.
He's out. Khalil Mack's been iffy the last couple of weeks.
Robert Quinn is on the COVID list. We haven't heard nothing about him, so most likely he's not going to play. That's 5.5 sacks right there.
If you neutralize that defensive line, that secondary and that back end is much more gettable. Don't let Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn wreck the game.
Yeah, exactly. And they're coming into this game 21 sacks, leading the National Football League. And we know what they did last year to Tom Brady, getting pressure in his face, getting that interior pressure, and also what Khalil Mack had 2 sacks last year. And, of course, Robert Quinn, both giving Tristan Wirfs everything he could handle on Thursday night last year.
But, again, give Wirfs credit. Donovan Smith, they've done it. The whole offensive line done a great job in pass protection, keeping Brady upright and fairly clean. He takes a couple hits a game, but, again, they get paid too on defense. They're going to get some hits. You're going to get a couple hits. But Brady doesn't ever get blasted. Brady's never under duress, and he's smart enough when he is. Throw the ball away. Don't take the hit.
And this offensive line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 9 sacks they've only given up, so they've done an admirable job, actually better than admirable job, unbelievable job of protecting Tom Brady, and that was the key, and that's what you're going to have to do today versus the Chicago Bears. Let's go back out to these comments here. Will you guys be ordering the usual or the Sunday special? No idea what you're saying at this point. While you watch the Brady videos, he looks soaked in sweat. I wonder how much weight he's dropped since being down here. He looks skinny. Laugh out loud. Let's go. I mean, he's in great shape, and he's playing like an MVP type of candidate right now. 17 touchdowns, Jason Powers, 3 interceptions.
Oh, he's top 2 to 3 in the MVP race, no doubt about it. I mean, his consistency, the not turning the ball over, it's him, Kyler Murray, maybe Matt Stafford in the mix. I mean, that maybe Lamar Jackson, he's getting there, but Brady's right there. And again, Brady doesn't care about the MVP. That's not what he plays for, but he's so consistent. Doesn't turn the ball over.
Absolutely. Does not turn the ball over. Had an interception last week, looked like a wrong route. But barely ever.
He threw an interception on a Hail Mary earlier in the year.
Right.
Which, again, that's meaningless.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Facebook user, I don't know who this is. Let's go Bucs. I guess they're in I Love St. Pete. If you're in there, go ahead, get out. Click on the link so I can see your name. Would love to shout you out here, Misador. Bucs in a squeaker, 17-13. I mean, is that how you're seeing it? I mean,
no way.
I keep on going back and forth. I feel like this could be a close game. But then again, Travis Feely of Rocket Sports and Entertainment, a big-time Bears fan, says, this is a mismatch for the Chicago Bears because they do well with running the ball. The Bucs do well with stopping the run. They have the last offense. You're depending on a quarterback that only has 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And at times, look, he has mobility. But I think the advantage is the Bucs saw that mobility with Jalen Hurts. They're going to be ready for it. They're most likely going to have Devin White as a spy, and I think that favors the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's more advantages for the Bucs than the Bears in this game, you would have to say.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
They're not holding us to 17 points. If this game's close, it's going to be high 20s, low 30s kind of game.
All right.
Which means Justin Fields is playing really well at quarterback.
Yeah.
They're not holding us to 17. If you remember last year's game, we moved the ball up and down the field the whole game. We settled for field goals. So red zone defense by the Bears was key last year in that game. Suckup ended up kicking 4 field goals.
Right.
We get held to 19.
Yeah.
So that's where the Buccaneers against this Bear defense, I think between the 20s, the Bucs are going to move the ball. It's the inside the 20-yard line opportunities that's going to be key.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be key. I tell you what, let's go back out to Blake Anthony live at the stadium here. Mr. Blake, you got a Bears fan.
They're not. You're not on. It's just that's what it is.
No, you're on right now. Go ahead, Bears fan. Is he ready? Okay, you got to love it. Blake, are you there?
Yes, we're here. I got you a Bears fan and everything.
All right, go for it. Let me see what's the name.
So tell everybody what your name is and where you from.
I'm from St. Pete.
Get a little bit closer there, Blake.
He says from D, from St. Pete.
Okay. So how do you feel about your Bears today versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? 3-3.
The Bears today versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Really no difference, but it's a stepping stone for the
Okay.
Okay. You think Fields is going to do a lot on the ground? He's going to throw a lot?
Number 1 defense.
Against the run.
Okay.
Have it.
All right.
I ain't trying to disturb. We're trying to bust his eat his food. Yeah, they're trying to get his meal right going into the game.
Well, you can't do that. You can't walk up to people trying to eat their food. You got to get somebody that's all alone by themselves. All right, good stuff, Blake Anthony. I tell you what, I want to get you
fried chicken. I thought of you.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, who doesn't love fried chicken wing? And this is the place to be to get that live here at Ducky 1719 West Kennedy Boulevard in Tampa. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Jason Powers. Give me a final prediction there, Mr. Blake Anthony.
Well, it's starting to rain a little bit. I'm not sure how it's going to hold up. I don't know if you guys can see it on there or not. This is what the weather forecast looks like right now. So I think that's going to play a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't go too crazy, but my prediction, I'm going to go 21-10 Buccaneers.
All right, 21-10. There you go. Tampa Bay over the Bears. Blake Anthony at Sports Talk 49. We'll get your winning angle in here in just a little bit. Thanks a lot for your time. We'll see you on the post-game edition, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, there we go. Blake Anthony live from the game. We got also somebody else live from the game here. We got you covered. Don't go anywhere because there's not a local pregame show doing what we're doing right now live here on NSPN where sports media evolves. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with the power man himself, Mr. Jason Powers. Let's go out to Mr. Harry the Greek, one of the best professional handicappers out there. Harry, how's it looking out there? Welcome to NSPN. How you doing?
What's up, Peter?
How you doing?
We're live right now from Tampa Stadium. I can't hear you, but I know you can hear me.
Yes, I
We
can.
have a little Chicago Bear fan sitting over here, and he just wants to say, what do you want to say?
Go Bears!
He meant go Bucs, but that's okay. Let me take you through a little tour, Peter, so we can show you what it looks like out here.
Okay.
We're down here at the stadium in the south end zone. If you look around, it's already starting to come together.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looks great. It's beautiful out here. Absolutely beautiful. The weather couldn't be any better. Got a little bit of a drizzle going on. But that's all I got to say live from Tampa Stadium. Peter, you're the greatest, man, and go Bucs.
I appreciate you, man. You are the greatest. Harry, the
Take a look. And I said go Bucs.
All right, professional handicapper extraordinaire.
Love you, brother. See you guys. Good luck.
Brother, there you go. Absolutely 1252 Sports live here, giving you a little inside. Let's go back out to the comments here. Black and blue division type of game. Should be physical. Possible bad weather. Run the ball. Let's get out with the win. Go Bucs. Once again, thanks to Harry the Greek, my professional handicapper. This goes back to Leonard Fournette, who has definitely been really running with authority there. 22 carries. Let's see. We can read my writing. 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, and
he's taking control of the job.
That's been the difference between this Bucs offense now. Very balanced. That's where you get that pass play action, and that's where the Bucs are at their best.
Taking control of the job, Fournette has. We're excited about that. Again, I know you're victim of volume. Has kind of fallen into a clear backup
fallen into
role.
a clear backup of a victim of the backup. That's what he is.
Yep. And there was talk this week about the trade deadline coming up. Could he be a guy that the Bucs could potentially trade? Bruce Arians came out and said, no, we're not trading Ronald Jones.
Right.
Because we need depth.
Correct. And here's the thing, injuries happen in this league, and it's happened to the Bucs. That has been, their bugaboo this year, if you will.
Yes.
And we know that Leonard Fournette, knock on wood, has an injury history. So if you lose a Leonard Fournette and you try to trade a Ronald Jones, then basically you're depending on a Giovanni Bernard and a Keyshawn Vaughn. I don't like that. I'd rather have a Ronald Jones who's been known to tote the rock
and
before.
He doesn't make a lot of money, so you're not having a big salary cap issue.
Correct.
Type deal. So that's definitely the scenario that you want to definitely. Sure, you want to keep Jones's confidence up.
Yeah.
But you definitely need him on the roster because he's a backup and a valuable player. Because again, these running back positions are so volatile as far as injury goes.
Yeah. I don't know what Harry's doing. Is he stuck there? Hold on a sec. Well, I guess he's stuck. There you go. He's stuck at the stadium. All right, let's read these comments.
We have a score update in the Meadowlands.
All right, what's going on?
The Giants have put it in the end zone against my man's Carolina Panthers from Raleigh. Giants 12, Carolina 3.
Man, that is a barn burner right there. That is a great game to watch. Said no one ever at all. All right, everyone was saying that Hurts is faster than Fields. Wrong. I checked Fields. Has a faster 40, so we must contain that cat in the pocket and sack him. You're absolutely right. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and go out to Bruce Arians on his thoughts about Justin Fields here live on NSPN from Ducky's Sports Lounge. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Jason Powers. Here we go.
Big, he's athletic, he's got tremendous arm, and he's faster than Jalen Hurts. So we had no trouble containing him, so we've got to do a better job of keeping him in the pocket.
All right, so there you go. His thoughts. Of course, the quarterback whisperer, BA, on Fields. Very impressed with them, big. But once again, the statistics don't show. But he's in a new offense and a bad offensive line. I thought he would be a lot better off, and he's not because that line is doing nothing for him.
No, I mean, again, he's young.
Yeah.
We can't expect every quarterback to come in the league ready to play in day one.
Right.
I mean,
I think we've been spoiled by some of these quarterbacks, by Josh Allen, but even Josh Allen had his struggles early on. Patrick Holmes took him a couple years.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are going to be your quarterback's going to struggle early. And he hasn't been terrible.
Correct.
But he's not going to come out throwing for 400 yards every game like we think every rookie quarterback should.
Exactly. And
unrealistic.
I think we got a score update here,
Big
Bengals.
play for the Bengals. Jamar Chase takes about a 6-yard slant and goes about 70 for a touchdown.
And that's the reason why, Jason Powers, you draft him in the top 10 in the first place. Offensive line, not great.
Yep.
I've been a very big-time critic, but I tell you right now, Chase is playing like a man among boys.
And the Bengals up 10 points in Baltimore. Big surprise.
Huge surprise, especially with Baltimore in the dismantling of the LA Chargers and Justin Herbert and that highly combustible offense here. Let's go back out to these comments. All right. NSPN, if you're watching, smash the like and share button. Troy Polamalu, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. And this is what you get for that because I know you're trolling. No, it's not. All right, let's go out to James here. What's up, guys? Hope all is well. Do you think because of the injuries, the game is closer? In the end score, we'll get to that score. I mean, the injury situation, of course, we talked about it coming into it. Gronkowski out of this game, Levante David out of this game, and the big surprise, Antonio Brown out of this game. How much of a loss, in your opinion, is that to this offense?
It'll be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, because Tyler Johnson has been productive at times when he's gotten some opportunity, but he's not Antonio Brown.
No.
And the question today will be, okay, no Antonio, do you go more 2 tight ends with Braid and Howard together?
Right.
Or do you give Tyler Johnson, who I think is a good player?
Right.
He's a good in between the hash marks kind of guy, and he's got reliable hands.
And Jalen Darden. Jalen Darden,
we'll
handpicked by Tom Brady. They traded up for him. He's got a lot of speed. the thing that you worry about is communication. Can he run the right routes?
Right.
That's what you have with Brown. Brown knows the offense. He's definitely stepped up. He looks like he's 4 or 5 years younger. So that's a big loss today. So guys like a Mike Evans, who only had 2 catches for 27 yards versus the Eagles, and a Chris Godwin will have to step up along with an O.J. Howard.
I think you'll see Brady lean on those guys a little more today. Instead of spreading it around as much as he has the last few weeks, he'll probably feed the ball to Godwin and Evans a little more than he normally would.
Yeah.
And not force it, but just give them more opportunities in the 50-50 balls.
Yeah. All right, let's go back out to, let's see. Sadly, rookie quarterbacks in the history against Tampa Bay look like veterans. In fact, and I saw this, but there's been 7 quarterbacks since 2000 that are rookies that have beaten Super Bowl champions. And Brady was actually a part of this in 2004 with Big Ben.
Yep.
But, of course, Big Ben didn't do a lot. He did enough to win, DLG quarterback, don't lose the game quarterback. So it can happen. But right now, I think this Bears team is looking for their identity, if you will. And I don't think it's Justin Fields because of that offensive line. So it's the run game. So you're going to have to depend on the run game. And once again, it's strength versus strength. And to me, Bucs win that advantage.
And you have, first and foremost, you have the identity within the Bears coaching staff.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy not calling plays anymore. Bill Lazor is. So probably a different thought process in calling plays.
Correct.
How you want to call plays.
Correct.
That's the first thing they got to figure out.
Yes.
Is Matt Nagy the answer long term?
Right.
Or is it going to be a coaching change in the end this year? And again, within the staff, it's Bill Lazor calling plays versus Matt Nagy calling plays.
Right. All right. I tell you what, let's hear from Tom Brady and his thoughts of playing the Bears once again from last year and what they need to improve on here live on NSPN from Ducky's. Here we go.
It's seems like a long time ago, but actually it wasn't that long ago. So yeah, that hasn't happened very often in my career. For some reason that happened at that moment. But yeah, that was a tough loss. And I think we learned a lot from that loss that last year. There was a lot of self-inflicted issues. There was a lot of penalties. There was a lot of miscommunications. There was a lot of things that weren't clean. And then ultimately we have a chance to win the game in 2 minutes by going down and kicking a field goal and we don't get the job done. So penalties, not coming through in critical situations. I think something that we've come through in critical situations. We've cut down on the penalties, but you got to stress that and continue to stress that all the time. It's not like that's ever a finished subject either. You got to work at it every day. And that's why, you got to sharpen your skills. You take nothing for granted. You come out here every day with the mindset you're going to work to improve and get better and gain the trust of your teammates and coaches. And, you can't, take the foot off the gas at all. You just got to put in every day. You got to prove to everybody what you want to become.
There you go. And what do the Bucs want to become? A 2-time Super Bowl champion, and it starts from here. And I understand what Troy Polamalu, that troll, was saying. Basically, look, it's not a great team, but at the end of the day, it's a team that on any given Sunday can beat you. It's a team that gave the Bucs problems last year. It's a team that, defensively is one of the toughest in the league, and you still have a rookie quarterback that can do many things. So if you want to be a 2-time Super Bowl champion and you want to be a consistent team like you were last year, it starts today, like Todd Bowles said.
And what the Bears are going to do, they're going to force the Buccaneers to be patient. They're not going to they're going to play too deep like they like to play. They're going to rely on their pass rush. They're going to say, Tom, can you guys go 10 or 12 plays?
Right.
They're going to make the Bucs go 6, 7, 8 yards. They're not going to ideally allow the 35, 40-yard throw down the field.
Yeah, exactly.
Patience.
And that's what you're going to have to watch out for. You have Darnell Mooney coming into this game for the Chicago Bears. You have Allen Robinson, so it's not like they don't have weapons. Right. And that's what you're kind of concerned about with this Bucs defense and all those back-end injuries.
I'm really concerned. Mooney's the guy that he's the guy that can take the top off. Yes.
Jinx.
And we've always had issues with the Tyreek Hill.
Correct.
The Allen Robinsons, he's a good player, but he's not going to take the top off of the defense. Where Mooney, they're going to play action and try to go over the top with Darnell Mooney.
I feel like, look, Allen Robinson's kind of like a Mike Evans, right? Possession, he's deceptive, but he can still get open.
He's a good player.
A Mooney's tough, like you said, a Tyreek Hill. Even a Jamar Chase, he's got that type of speed, which that gives you problems, although in that back end, it looks like you're going to get back Antoine Winfield Jr.
That'll help.
today.
Yep, absolutely. So,
all right. Let's go back out to the comments here.
Couple score updates here.
Sure.
Green Bay's had 2 consecutive goal line stands against Washington, so nice job there. They're still up 21-7.
Wow.
The Ravens had just gotten held again, so they punted the ball away. Bengals up 10 late third quarter. Miami making a little run here with Tua.
Look at that. The Falcons actually have some defense. Maybe not. Wow. He got
hit pretty good.
Yes.
Short. It's going to be 4th down
Shellacked.
Miami. And then, you have Butker for Kansas City just missed a long field goal. 27-3 end of the third quarter.
Oh, my gosh.
In Nashville.
Thanks a lot for, thanks a lot for the Kansas City Chiefs for coming to play today. Ugly game for
Burrow
them.
is just sieving them in the middle of the field here.
Yeah.
For the Bengals.
Yeah.
With Boyd and with Uzama.
That's got to be the biggest shocker of the day because look,
shocker, but
to me, I like the Bengals. I like what they've done, but you did not think they were actually going to have an opportunity to really test out the Baltimore Ravens. Everybody was getting on that Ravens bandwagon to be one of the top teams in the National Football League. And it just shows you, once again, any given Sunday.
But it's a division game, so that's the one thing to be remembered.
And it seems
They
like
know
it's a
each other.
get-over game for the Bengals. They finally have a
The
good
Bengals
enough.
are a legitimate team.
Right.
They got a good team.
Bro, you don't know Vita Vea's real name? Yes, I do. I definitely know his real name, but you didn't have to tell me.
Shut up!
All right. Okay, great. Awesome. I'm not saying it. Khalil Mack versus Donovan Smith is a big matchup today. Tell you what, let's hear from Tom Brady on his thoughts of Khalil Mack, and we'll come back and talk about that because that has been a nightmare for this Tampa Bay team in the past, live here on NSPN from Ducky's on I Love St. Pete. Here we go.
Everything. He's one of the dominant players in the game. He's got speed, power, quickness. He's got a great motor, very tough. I think the impressive thing is the strip sacks and how he gets the ball off quarterbacks. I mean, it's one thing to sack the guy, it's another to knock the ball off the quarterback. But, you obviously can't hold the ball too long when those guys are rushing the passer. We've had a few guys we played this year that were dominant, like Aaron Donald and even last week Fletcher Cox. But Khalil's second to none.
He really is second to none, and that's definitely going to be a worry. Welcome back here live at Ducky Sports Lounge, 1719 West Kennedy Boulevard in Tampa. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with the power man himself, Mr. Jason Powers. Once again, live on NSPN and I Love St. Pete. Mac, return of the Mac, and from last year, 2 sacks, really gave Tristan Wirfs everything he could handle, right?
Oh, he's a premier pass rusher. There's no doubt. We all know that. We all know that he oh, God, the Bengals are getting every break in the world here.
Wow.
Tip passes, getting caught on 3rd and long, major break. Yeah. So,
and again, the other contingent out here,
Oh, this
the
is their fan
Tampa Bay
club.
Cincinnati Bengals, we're going to get them on most likely next week, get their whole fan base out there. And I love other fan bases. Don't get me wrong. I love to cover the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and give you the pre-show and talk all Bucs, but I also like the other fan bases to come out here and show you that everybody loves
that's
NFL
what makes
football.
a spirited sports bar.
Correct.
When you have lots of different fan bases.
Correct. Just be respectful. And they are. So,
Exactly.
okay. So getting back to it, Mac, tough difficulty today, but it's helped by Robert Quinn if he doesn't play in this game, and it looks like he's not.
And Hicks is out for sure.
Do we have anything latest on the injury situation when it comes to Robert Quinn?
I'll see if I can get an update.
All right, good to go. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. I hear this right now. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. I don't get it. All right, so I tell you what, let's go out to BA and what he had to say here live on NSPN. Here we go.
Got to eliminate those major penalties that are all fundamental. There's 2 pass interference penalties, that holding penalty. You can eliminate those kind of penalties when it's fundamental, and not give them 2 touchdowns on penalties. And for us, it's just don't beat us. The defense is one of the best defenses. I think the Bears and the Rams probably the 2 best defenses that we'll face all season, and the Saints. But they're just an outstanding defensive football team.
All right, there you go. And he said it best. You don't beat yourself. And he's talking about the game last week. 7 penalties for 120 yards, consequently going back to last year when they lost to the Bears. 11 penalties for 109 yards. You can't beat yourself. You can't have penalties. And you can't keep an offense like Philadelphia, who only has 115 yards of passing. You have more penalty yards than you give up in the passing game. But because of the pass interference and because of how critical they are, they keep the other team in the game. You can't do that versus the 30-second offense today against the Chicago Bears.
Yep, and your Robert Quinn question, he is out today.
He is out. So there you go,
so
5.5 sacks.
Yep.
So maybe you double team or you bracket. It would help if you had Gronkowski in this game, but of course you don't, and that's where O.J. Howard has to step up, not only when it comes to blocking, but also pass catching. He did a lot of pass catching last week. I tell you what, your thoughts on O.J. Howard, and then I want to go out to Stephen Che because I want to get to this breakdown, and then we can talk more. We'll
again.
Yes,
Howard is getting better and better each week. They got.
I'm on air. I don't know why you're trying to talk to me.
got a Raider fan. Okay.
Yes, it's my friend. He's
my bad.
Raider James.
Okay,
yes,
my bad.
He's trying to talk to me, guys, and I'm right here staring at the camera. It's like, what do you think I'm talking to, myself?
I think you're seeing O.J. Howard finally get healthy.
Right.
He's, people think these guys just recover from these Achilles injuries.
Yeah.
It takes a year, more than a year typically.
Yeah.
And he's probably right about the 15-month mark now from when he hurt himself.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing more and more explosiveness, more and more just confidence in running routes, catching the ball, not worrying about the Achilles. And he had a couple big catches last week.
Yeah.
You'll see the Bucs throw the ball to him again this week.
6 catches for 49 yards along with the touchdown. I tell you what, great breakdown here. I want to take a break. We'll read the comments when we come back, but I want to get all this stuff out of the way. But a great breakdown by Stephen Che, our Barstool Sports, if I can talk here, live on NSPN. And, of course, I Love St. Pete from Duckies. Here we go.
O.J. Howard was a first-round pick in 2017, and he was heralded as an NFL-ready blocker at the time. I wouldn't classify blocking as a strength of his, but there are times where he's more than functional and actually opens up lanes as a run blocker, like this play for all season Lenny. What appears clear to me is that he has obvious strengths and weaknesses. While he can run a corner route and he can make contested catches, I wouldn't exactly label either of those as strength of his. Here's one. They went to a corner route to OJ on 4th and 2. Didn't work out, obviously. But here's a good rep where he runs a nice post route and Brady hits him in stride. I'm just saying that's not his bread and butter. And it looks like the Bucs coaching staff, for the most part, has figured this one out too, because against the Eagles, they mainly scheme things up where he can make easy catches in space and maximize his athleticness. I mean, this guy's 6'5", 250 pounds. He's a tight end that runs 4.5. He's got long arms. He's strong, so he's a load to bring down in space. Yes, he's a functional blocker, but you want to get him in space and have him rely on his speed. So they called this play a few times versus the Eagles, and Howard took advantage. In his career overall, he's caught in several touchdowns on this next play coming up. I mean, typically they go for longer games. It looks like the Bucs fake Howard as a blocker, and he leaks across the formation, and he is wide open. And while it's becoming apparent exactly what he is and what he isn't, it's already clear that the Bucs coaching staff is putting him in a position to succeed.
All right, there you go. Thanks to Stephen Che of Barstool Sports. We're live here on NSPN, getting you ready for Bucs versus the Bears. I'm your host, Peter Blake, here, along with the power man himself, Mr. Jason Powers. Yes.
Interesting developments in Miami. Back-to-back interceptions, one by Matt Ryan, and then just a terrible throw by Tua.
And that's the reason why there's trade rumors.
Deshaun Watson will be in Miami before it's over.
Well, but is he going to play? I mean, he can be traded all day long, but is he going to play? Is the NFL going to sign off for him to play with the PR backlash that they will receive? I don't see it. You can trade all day long. I don't see him playing this year or next year for that matter.
He's going to play next year.
I don't think he plays next year either.
I don't think that the NFL, that to me, it would not be fair to whoever made a trade for him if as soon as they made a trade, the commissioner suspended him.
Well,
he should have been suspended now.
Well, I think that's the reason why a lot of teams haven't made a trade.
I'm saying, but the NFL, if they were going to suspend him, they should have suspended him. There's no new information in the last 6 weeks.
I agree.
So they should have either suspended him or not.
Right.
So if they've not suspended him yet,
right, he
shouldn't then get suspended if he gets traded.
Agree. But it is the NFL
You're right.
and their decision making.
You're right.
So, all right, let's go back out to the web, or I want to say webheads. Let's go out to the comments here. Christopher Cole says, "Hey guys, it's game day. Absolutely, Misador. Brady, he's getting hit because of Brady." Not because of his improvement on the O-line. Brady isn't getting hit because of Brady, not because of the improvement on the O-line. Ball was out of his hand, an average list of 2.75. It may be out quick, but still, that offensive line.
It's
Look, I get it,
better.
Masador.
They've gotten better.
9 sacks. I mean, come on. Yes, they are throwing the ball quicker, of course, but the offensive line is doing a hell of a job to keep him protected, and that's what they have to do in order to keep him upright and healthy.
And they've gotten better, so that's give the line credit.
Right.
They were much maligned. Donovan Smith, we were killing last year.
Haven't heard from him.
He's played pretty well this year.
This is what I hear from the fans right now.
Yeah, he's played pretty well. You got to give Donovan Smith credit.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought, what are we doing giving him an extension last year?
Looks pretty good, Jason.
Yes.
Like, just saying, you know what you're doing. You get paid the big bucks. I don't.
Is he a Hall of Famer? No, but he's an above-average left tackle.
Yes. And they're going to be helped. That offensive line is going to be helped by Rob Gronkowski. Think about that. If they have Gronkowski, the line would be even better because Gronkowski is an end-line blocker at some points in the year last year and this year acts as another tackle.
Yep. No, I mean, you're right.
So,
and the Bucs do use a lot. They bring in Josh Wells many times as a sixth offensive lineman in the running game.
Yeah.
So they're being creative in their formations of how they're utilizing guys.
Agree.
Which is good.
Yeah, agree. All right.
Touchdown Atlanta. Cordarrelle Patterson.
Oh, yeah, that's my
the
fantasy
new
guy.
slash.
I love it.
Slash.
And the way he works in this Arthur Smith defense has been tremendous.
Yep.
You've never seen Patterson with this type of production besides this year.
Yep.
Good for him and also good for my fantasy team. You got Patterson on your fantasy team?
I sure don't.
Well, there you go. This is what you get for that. I had to pick him up. Kansas City going deep, and Mahomes, no
airmail,
not even in the zip code at that point or area code. Let's go out to Ron Lard. Raise the flag, fire the cannons. Absolutely, we'll go ahead and do that.
Let's give a shout out to the USF Bulls. Good win yesterday.
Yes,
at home against Temple, a needed win.
Big time win, 1-5.
Scott.
Yep.
Again, they're building. It's going to take another couple of recruiting classes.
Absolutely.
But Jeff Scott does a good job over there, and the good win for them yesterday.
All right, let's go back out to Ron Laird. Bucs 37-17. I like it, Christopher Cole. It's going to be close in the beginning, but we pull away in the end. I think even our professional handicapper said in so many words, Bears can keep this close. It may be a close game at first, but then you would think the Bucs would put the pedal to the metal in the second half. And once again, it comes down to, can the Bears sustain drives with a rookie quarterback that all points in the year kind of looks lost? And again, he's a rookie, but can Matt Nagy, can Bill Lazor put together a game plan
and
to counteract that Bucs defense?
Part of the problem is, too, they don't have any electric guys on the outside.
Besides Mooney.
Again, but he's young and he's kind of a one-trick pony. He's kind of their deep guy.
Yeah.
They don't have a Kelsey at tight end. You know, obviously David Montgomery's hurt. Their offensive line is okay.
Jimmy Graham is out of this game too, added to the COVID list here late. So
they don't have a lot of just impact guys on offense to help Fields yet.
And the Bears run defense coming into the game 16th, 112 yards. You feel like maybe once again that's an advantage for that Bucs team. And look, if the weather is a situation where that happens, and it could be, that's where you run the ball. That's where you take care of it. But again, you got Tom Brady, 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, that back end. And I want to talk about that because I want to go out to.
I want to see what Coach Sherman's got.
Well, I'll tell you right now,
Coach Sherman.
That was an interesting development. I want to go out to Lance Briggs, former Pro Bowler for the Chicago Bears. He had some critical comments for Eddie Jackson. Give you a Chicago perspective here live on NSPN and I Love St. Pete. Here we go.
Eddie Jackson, you know, we've talked to this before, and his name keeps coming up for the wrong reasons. You know, his name keeps coming up for reasons as you are the safety. You are the last line of defense. When you come up and you make that hit on Devontae Adams and he gets past you, it's going to be a touchdown, kid. You have to make that play. Get him down by any means necessary. Don't care how you do it. Even if you shoot at the worst, flag still keeps him out of the end zone. But you got to find a way to get him down.
That's it. And he has not done a good job of that. Of course, Jackson responding back from an old tweet from Pro Football Focus days, the last 3 years when Lance Briggs was playing, he missed more tackles and then deleted the tweet, of course. But, Briggs, he played the game. And right now he's an outsider, but he's looking at it. And that's one thing. Jackson is a Pro Bowler, but he's got to improve on it. And that could be one of the things you look at today, even without Antonio Brown.
Like that.
Right. Tackling problems lead to more yak, which leads to more opportunities for big plays.
And I want to give you an update from the Meadowlands.
Yes.
Your favorite Carolina quarterback, Mr. Darnold.
Threw another interception.
No. He's over on the sideline holding his shoulder pads.
Shocker.
We have a quarterback change.
Shocker.
In Carolina.
Shocker. And look, I'm not a hater on Sam Darnold. I completely lost my mind. I mean, this is how I felt when somebody told me that Sam Darnold was, the next coming, the MVP. I mean, honestly, this guy is not good. He was good earlier on, but he has shown himself to be what he is.
He's average
He's an
to below
average to mediocre quarterback. In fact, I was like Josh Allen coming out over a Sam Darnold.
Give the Jets credit.
Same.
Give the Jets credit. They got 2 nice picks for him.
And Zach Wilson's not doing any better either.
Well, but at least you started over somebody you wanted.
Yeah, I guess.
Phillip Walker, the new quarterback for the Carolina Panthers.
PJ Walker of course,
right.
The XFL.
Yep.
Was MVP, was he not?
He was on track. Correct.
Yes, he was. And what school did he go to, by the way?
Temple for Matt Rule.
Very good. See, that's why.
On it,
See,
baby.
you're on it. I like it. There you go. The power man right there.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Over phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391, live here at Ducky Sports Lounge. I'm your host, Peter Blake, live here on NSPN. And, of course, I love St. Pete, along with the power man, Jason Powers. Let's go back out to these comments. All right, 3717 read that. We read that one. Troy Polamalu, Peter, hire me. I'll be a better street reporter. I don't know what to say. I feel like giving him a woo. I don't know why. Because here's the thing. I like him. He always kind of trolls, but he's also a guy that's always here. No matter what happens, he's always here. So Blake did a good job. We just got to get him a mic. Hi, guys, says Facebook user. I believe that's Ed Gross. A lot of guys hurt. Absolutely. Troy Polamalu, cut Rojo. Dude is a liability. They're not cutting Rojo. We already talked about that. Christopher Cole, Washington is self-destructing. Shocker there. Their defense has been completely pitiful, and their offense not much better versus Green Bay, right?
I mean, yeah, their defense has been the most under. We all came into this year thinking the the football team's defense was going to be
what they were last year.
Top 5 in the league. And
Right.
They are.
Chase Young, Sweat, all these talented players, and they're not even close.
Yeah, the front four is not playing well, and the DBs are not good.
Regression, complete regression. Let's see here. What's up, guys? What's up, Brandon? Bring your passion. That's Yaj. I know that. I'm watching the Green Bay game y'all got in the background right now.
I'm going to make a prediction for you right
Yes.
now. At the 10:50 mark, final score in Miami is going to be Dolphins 28, Falcons 27.
So the Falcons are going to blow this, you think?
I think Tua is going to pull 2 out of the fire here.
2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's getting pressure in his face.
Nice throw.
That's not a catch. There's no way
Waddle
that is
with
not
the toe tap.
That is not a catch.
Waddle with the toe tap.
Did he really get his toes down? Let me see the replay on this. Come on, Mr. Referee. Did
I'll
he get
tell
it
you,
down?
I'll tell you.
No,
That's
that
not a
is
catch.
not a catch. He didn't
Not a
even
catch.
get any feet
You're
down
right,
at all.
not a catch. That'll get overturned.
I know I'm not blind. I mean, goodness, I need new glasses and contacts.
What is Arthur Smith doing? Why is he not challenging this play, Arthur Smith?
I have no idea.
What are you doing?
Well, that's a rookie head coach for you, and the Dolphins get the play, they get the yardage, and Arthur Smith
counts.
doesn't. There you go.
Throw the flag, Arthur.
Arthur has no idea what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
No-
don't look
no idea.
at the video board. Throw the red flag, Arthur.
All right.
Lamar Jackson is on the loose.
Yeah, he's on the loose.
Flag
And
down.
finally, it's probably holding. He's probably coming back. Just saying here. To a bag. Let's see. Pass out to the flat, and he is
Nothing
tackled
for
up.
3 or 4.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you're getting today against the Falcons defense, I guess.
Holding Baltimore, no long run for.
Yep, told you.
You're right.
There we go. And we got no movement in the Tennessee game in Kansas City. Tennessee taking care of business today, 27-3.
That's the surprise of the day to
Shocker.
me. Not that they're winning, but by the dominance of that they're winning.
How scary,
They've held them to 3 points.
How scary is Tennessee right now in the last couple of weeks? Of course, they came back and beat Seattle in Seattle, where it looked like Seattle was
Yep.
going to win the game. Derrick
Buffalo
Henry,
Monday night.
right?
Hold Buffalo at the 1 yard line or whatever, 4th down.
And Kansas
on like
City.
the 2 yard line.
Are we getting on that bandwagon now where you say not only Baltimore's a top team, but Tennessee's a
coming.
top team, and they get healthier with A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. Derrick Henry right now, look at Tua run. Get down. See, that's the reason why. And he gets the first down.
Give him credit.
Give him credit on that. But that is a hit right there where he could take that, and that could be an injury for him. He's going on the sidelines. It looks like Patrick Mahomes.
My homeboy just got crushed.
Pancaked.
Oh, yeah, he's hurt. Yeah, Mahomes is shaking up.
Mahomes is not focused due to his annoying little brother.
Yeah, his brother needs to shut his mouth. Mahomes got lit.
See, that's good.
Oh yeah, Mahomes.
I think he's got a concussion.
It looks like it.
It looks bad. He tried to get up, and he looked like you when you come out of the bar on this Saturday night. Is that fair?
Oh, he got kneed in the face.
He got kneed right
in the
his
head.
face. Look at this.
By the big man.
Oh!
His neck.
Whoa!
Neck got wrenched.
Oh!
Yeah, you won't see Mahomes. You won't see Mahomes. Oh yeah, you won't see Mahomes again today.
So Mahomes most likely is out of the game, and Mahomes is my fantasy quarterback.
Not a good day at the office for Mr. Mahomes.
Easy come, easy go. I got Cordell Patterson, and now I got Patrick Mahomes out. Thanks a lot. I think I got Tannehill as my backup there. When the crappy Jaguars won their final game, they gave the game ball to Lawrence instead of the kicker. Laugh out loud. Shaking my head. Look, Lawrence didn't play well in that game.
Notice who they didn't give the ball to.
Who?
Urban Meyer for his first head coaching win.
Well, there's already been talk of him not necessarily working in that locker room, not working with that organization.
No, you got to give him credit. They played hard in London to come back against the Finns.
I cannot believe they beat the Dolphins. But, again, the decision-making by Urban Meyer, very, very questionable. I tell you what, let's go out to Blake Anthony with the winning angle and how the Bucs can beat the Bears here live on NSPN and, of course, I Love St. Pete. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's The Winning Angle. Always check out everything live right here on NSPN and follow me right there on the social media platforms at Blake Anthony 49. You don't want to miss what's in store for you. So without further ado, check out this week's The Winning Angle in 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Are you ready? Let's go!
What I've noticed here is that Justin Fields seems to either not trust his backside protection or he's not feeling that a defender is coming on the backside of him. Take a look here as he gets against the Detroit Lions. He doesn't really feel the defender coming from the backside, and he allows himself to be sacked. Here's a second example against the Las Vegas Raiders. Another pressure coming off the edge. Justin Fields is not feeling him. He also gets a little front side pressure from the 3 and 5 technique, and he's able to get sacked on the backside again. Again, maybe it's Jason Peters, maybe it's the line adjustments. Not sure what exactly is, but I'm sure Todd Bowles is going to send a safety or somebody off that left side. Raiders do something I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should take a look at. Raiders run a combo coverage here, and what I mean by that, the safety clearly is staring down in the backfield. He has the back in coverage. The back stays in the pass protection to help max protect. Safety then comes up and take Fields to try to slow him down, realizes the back is coming out into the backfield, decides to try to jump back under the coverage, but the defensive lineman on the left side knows that he's not going to get to the quarterback and tries to help coverage the running backs. Great communication by the defense here, and the Oakland Raiders were still able to get a sack of Justin Fields. Lastly, Tampa Bay is not going to have Antonio Brown this week. Brown will be out. Here's a chance for guys like Tyler Johnson, Jalen Darden, and other wide receivers to show up in this game and prove that they belong on this roster and have a place in the future.
All right, welcome back here to Ducky's live on NSPN. And, of course, I Love St. Pete. I'm your host, Peter Blake. We got Jason Powers coming along here in just a moment. But that breakdown, it looks like, to me, a rookie quarterback doesn't have the confidence in that offensive line. And when that happens with a rookie quarterback and he starts to feel like he's not feeling that pressure, he doesn't have that pocket presence, and he doesn't have the confidence in that offensive line, then you start to be a one-read guy. You start to want to go one read and then run. And the Bucs will be ready for that today. They will. They were ready for Jalen Hurts. They weren't ready for Jalen Hurts last week. They held him under control. They gave up some rushing yards, over 100. They're not going to do that today to Justin Fields. They'll have him spied out. So your thoughts on Bucs versus the Bears, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. You know, Fields last week versus the Packers, 4 sacks, has already been sacked 18 times. 18, and here comes Mr. Powers, Mr. Jason Powers, Powers on Sports Podcast, and of course, a podcast we do for the Buck Power Podcast Network called the No Quarter Given, where we break down the history of the opponent, always some great stories. Where were you when that loss happened? Where were you when that win happened? More times than not, we talked about it this week with the Bears, but there was one that we didn't get to that I'm glad, but was miserable in 2018. The Bucs going on the road, big-time expectations, Fitzpatrick throwing the ball all over the lot. You're coming off a loss, but it was close to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. Mitchell Trubisky, 6 touchdowns versus that Bucs defense.
Wow.
Horrific.
Wow.
Horrific. So,
I told you Tua was going to 27-21 in Miami.
There you go, and they're showing the replay there of Mahomes. You hope he's okay there. That could be an injury where he's in concussion protocol, where it's a couple weeks. And right now, who's the backup of the Kansas City Chiefs?
One Chad Henne.
Out of Michigan.
Henne. 15, he's probably been in the league 15 years, seriously.
Okay! Yeah, I didn't know he was still in the league.
An update from MetLife. Giants 18, Carolina 3.
Wow, Giants. So Giants right there, 18-3 over Carolina. I thought Carolina was going to win today. Not so fast, my friend. And once again, like you said, you feel like Miami's going to come back and win 28-27, and I feel like you may be a prophet here because Gaskins just scored about 5 minutes ago. It is 27-21, so we'll watch that game here live. Once again, getting you ready for Bucs
We got
versus
a
the Bears.
fumble in Green Bay. A.J. Dillon coughs it up. Washington recovers, down 24-7.
Well, they need something. They needed that. They needed that turnover.
Well, they need
now,
Fitzpatrick to come back. Well, I mean, it sounds like that's a major injury he suffered.
Well, it's a major injury. Caleb Haney hasn't looked bad. I think, once again, the most disappointing aspect of that team is
the defense.
The defense. And, covering the Bucs for so many years, there were so many years of bad offenses where you knew the defense was going to cover for it. It looks like Cincinnati has just scored once again.
Wow.
Who is that?
Joe Mixon,
Joe
I believe.
Mixon right now. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, the Cincinnati Bengals 33-17.
9 minutes to go.
In Baltimore.
Yep.
Wow.
The Bengals are for real. Give Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow and that crew credit. They've gone on the road. The underrated part of that team is their defense is pretty good.
Yes.
It's not just Joe Burrow.
Well,
the defense is good.
Trey Hendrickson out of New Orleans has definitely helped that out. Culture changer. We always talk about it. Players, you come from a winning team, you got to overpay him, but that's the reason why you overpay a player like that, because he had production, even though it was in 1 year.
Yes.
He's done well for that defensive line, and they maybe have turned something around there in Cincinnati right now, beating one of the best teams supposedly coming into this week in the Baltimore Ravens. Extra point right there, 34-17 Bengals. So happy for the Cincinnati Bengal fans right there in Tampa. 7-6 Bucs versus the Bears. You don't think it's that low scoring, do you? 7-6.
Can I have some of those edibles, whatever our listeners on?
Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan legend. Here's to you.
Come on, Troy.
Shut up! All right, 7-6. I don't think that's going to happen. Mahomes is going to be out of the league if he keeps on getting hit and beat up like that. And look, he's putting himself in danger's way when he's trying to make those highlight plays. We talked about it last week with the bad interception, trying to make something happen, trying to do too much at that point. And I get it. You want a quarterback to be mobile, but at a present moment, in a certain period of time, if a quarterback continues to be mobile and put himself in harm's way, he's not going to be in the league for long. Ask Cam Newton.
Here's the thing. I think that he'll never admit this. He feels like every time he gets the ball, he has to score.
Yeah,
because the defense is just so bad.
Yeah,
not very good. So I think he's playing out of his comfort level.
Right.
Blake, when the defense was at least manageable and middle of the road, he didn't have to feel like he had to score every drive. Now he feels like he's got to score every drive. More sacks in Green Bay against Taylor Heineke.
Besides Shaq Barrett and JPP, do we have an update on JPP if he's going to play in this game or not?
I will try to get us.
Yeah, go ahead and get that again. Update the scores here. Atlanta 27-21 over the Miami Dolphins. All kinds of fans in here. We're about to get them riled up here. Let's see here. 6:07 left. Ryan back looking for somebody over the middle, and it is Cordell Patterson dropping it. Miami defender making a good play there. Ndamukong Suh has faced this Bears team. In fact, he's not only great against the run, but also he's going to get after. In fact, in his career, in 12 games against Chicago, he's totaled 8 sacks, 19 quarterback hits, a forced fumble. You talk about Vita Vea, back to the scene of the crime, getting hurt at Soldier Field. Now he's coming back. He's been a presence on that defensive line. That offensive line of the Bears, they got their hands full today with that Bucs unit.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. I mean, that's, again, the Bucs defensive line has not been dominant, but they've been progressively getting better, more and more pressure. And it's not all about sacks; it's about pressures.
That's it. And you get pressure on a rookie quarterback, and you force him to make decisions he doesn't want to make. And can they contain him today? Do you feel like he's going to have that impact that Jalen Hurts had last week with running all over the place? Or do you think the Bucs will be ready for him, quarterback spy him, or contain? They had an opportunity to get lots of sacks on Hurts, and Hurts was strong enough to avoid it. Yep. Can they do the same thing to Fields today, in your opinion?
I mean, they're going to try. Obviously, that's part of the game plan. I don't think Fields wants to be running around. I don't think you're going to see as many quarterback run calls by the Bears.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to expose him to as many hits as maybe Jalen Hurts has taken.
Correct.
So steady rain, reports of steady rain at Raymond James Stadium about 45 minutes before kickoff. So could be a wet one, which that helps the Bears. Maybe slow the pace down a little bit for the Bears.
Sure.
So that ball's out.
That ball's out. Miami's got the ball.
recovered.
You're going to be right about this. I'll take you to Vegas if you're right about this game. Right now, the Prophet. I'm going to start calling you the Prophet instead of the Power Man right there. Jason Powers with the prediction.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan fumbled that ball. That's what I said all the time. When you're running the ball, you have to have that pocket awareness. And once you run the ball, you're out there, and there's a possibility you could always fumble the ball. Of course, knowing Jameis Winston days and seeing this right now, Ryan looks like he's trying to scale the pocket, trying to get outside of the pocket, if you will.
Swatted from behind. Defensive lineman.
Yep. There you go.
Chops him from behind the arm.
And that's what that Miami defense can do. Look, he looks like he's going to scale. No pocket awareness. Stripped. Simeon Rice style. That's what that looked like to me. That's what that looked like. All right, let's see here. Wow, they just switched games on CBS from the Chiefs game. Well, they should have, because the Chiefs game is a blowout. I'm surprised they don't switch it earlier. I'm surprised too, but again, it's the marquee matchup, if you will, coming into it. Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes versus Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, and the Tennessee Titans. So it's been all Titans today.
And here's an interesting tidbit today. We have the Bucs Bears, which is an NFC game.
Right.
Going to be getting called by CBS, Romo and Nance.
What do you think about that?
One of those rare crossover games where they'll do an NFC game.
Yes.
So we'll have Romo and Nance in the press box today at Raymond James. You
Now,
a fan of Romo and Nance? Who's your favorite tandem?
I like them. I probably like them better than Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. But Joe Buck and Troy Aikman do a good job. I wish Joe Buck were a little bit more exciting sometimes. Give me Gus Johnson.
Yeah, Gus is.
I like over the top.
Gus is
I'm a guy that says, bring your passion, bring your excitement, but just don't bring any nonsense.
We can't be going over the top on a 6-yard gain.
Why not?
On a 6-yard
catch.
catch.
People excited. Well, it's better than somebody falling asleep on a 6-yard. Make it a little bit exciting. You know what I mean.
I get you, but by the way, the Patriots are destroying the Jets over here.
Shocker. By the way, shocker. Just in the season.
41-13, and they got first and goal at the 1, about to make it 48.
JETS, just in the season. I'm sorry, New York Jets fans, for coming. Bring back your playbook. You are done. Your season is over with.
Wow.
Yes. And touchdown right there. Looks like 84. Who's 84?
No, he's down at the 1.
Down at the 1.
Kendrick Bourne.
He
threw a touchdown earlier.
The Bourne identity.
He threw a touchdown earlier in the game.
Yes, he did.
Trick play.
And didn't he do that versus, that was Jacoby, their other wide receiver.
Yep.
They have some wide receivers that can throw the ball. It's kind of weird.
Yep.
So the rookie quarterback, Mac Jones, getting some help today. Let's go back out. All right, so we read
touchdown Patriots.
Okay, so touchdown Patriots. Mac Jones right there looks like he's going to pick up another win there. So Patriots 2-4 now, going to be 3-4. Pretty
They're
easy
not
win.
dead. They're not dead yet.
They're not dead yet, but they're not really a contender. Let's go back out to the comments here. This is a trap game. Saints is the game that we all want to see. Hope we don't take Chicago lightly. I don't see that happening. In fact, with the 10 days off, could you see this team coming out flat? I think it helped them. Even though you're injured, you still are getting help by it. And BA talked about it this week. Not only do the players need the rest, but the coaches need the rest.
Absolutely. And they get a bye week after the New Orleans game.
Sure.
Next week is a bye. So it's a good little 2 out of 4 weeks. You get a kind of a long weekend, extended time off, which is good this time of the year to get the DBs healthy.
And remember, Brady does remember. He remembers things. He remembers that loss. He remembers forgetting fourth down.
Yeah.
When you saw that play, was there any doubt in your mind that he forgot about fourth down? And they were trying to. They were trying to, downplay it a little bit, if you will. But you knew, right? He forgot it.
And don't be surprised if at some point in this game today, Tom does a little 4 reference at some point, like y'all think I don't remember?
Like 4 touchdowns?
No, like 4th down, 4 touchdowns, something. There'll be some kind of reference if the Bucs are winning comfortably, where he gives a little 4 sign to somebody.
Yes,
a subtle little dig.
I could see it happening. All right, Miami
right
now on the outside. Falcons doing a terrible job of tackling first down. Miami Dolphins, they're in business.
Baltimore
407.
Games over here. They're done here if they don't convert this 4th and 10.
Well, let's check it out because we're getting you ready for Bucs versus the Bears, but also giving you an update if you're watching the game. We're kind of like your red zone lights here on NSPN. And, of course, I love St. Pete. Again, open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. So we're watching this Baltimore game here, big time. 4th down conversion. What is it now? 4th and 15. Did they pick up a penalty?
4th and 10.
Way to shoot yourself in.
And 15. Oh, there is a penalty.
15. There was a penalty. See, I told you my eyes are not that bad, although I need to get them checked out. 4th and 15 here. Lamar Jackson.
For Baltimore.
34-17 Bengals.
Done.
Big time surprise of the day, along with Kansas City losing to Tennessee 27-3. Patrick Mahomes out in that game. Looks like a concussion. That's not going to get it done at all. He is short. I don't understand the play call.
I don't understand what Lamar doing. Lamar's throwing a ball to a guy at 4 yards when it's 4th and 15.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all because basically all you got to do is keep everything in front of you at that point. Catch it, Gesicki. Wow. All right. So drop pass by Gesicki, or excuse me, not Gesicki.
Adam Shaheen.
Former Chicago Bear. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and go out to Tom Brady one more time. And he had some thoughts on Aaron Rodgers and what he had to say about Chicago Bears and the Chicago Bears fans live here on NSPN. And, of course, I Love St. Pete, live from Ducky Sports Lounge. Here we go. All right, but welcome back here. I mean, that's the difference between him and Aaron Rodgers. He's able to play that off. But what were your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers and what he said? I mean, the record is indicative, but is that something that you want to do? I mean, he even said, I'll never play for the Chicago Bears ever again.
A little humor. Who cares?
All right.
You should love that. You're the guy that likes the passion in the going after it.
I do like it a little bit, but I think there's a difference between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. And the thing is that Rodgers is a guy during the season and the offseason that showed his attitude, showed how much he cared about the organization. Although I've been kind of both on it, I feel like the Packers haven't done enough. With all that being said, he's making the most money. Brady's taking less to keep his team intact. That's the difference. That's the reason why Brady has 7 championships. His mind, his way of thinking, and Aaron Rodgers only has 1 and most likely won't get anything else. You're a prophet, my friend.
Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Here we go, and it is Joe Mixon with who is that?
Is that P. Ryan? Samaje
P. Ryan. Man, oh, man. Boy, oh boy, and that's it for the Baltimore Ravens.
Lights
in a
out.
blowout by Cincinnati. Of course, they stop them on 4th down. You got to love that. You got to love that killer instinct. Close it out. Kind of old Buccaneer ball with Mike Allstott. Close it out in the game. Here we go. Tua out.
Touchdown. Gesicki.
Did he get his feet in? No, that's 86.
Oh, that's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown. So there you go. You were right.
It's not over yet. There's plenty of
points.
There's plenty of time left, too. There's 2.5 minutes.
Well, I think you're going to be right about this. I think Miami, Mac Hollins.
Yes, the former Eagle.
Not to be confused with Hugh Hollins, the former referee.
Yes, there's Diamond Dan up in the press box.
Diamond Dan.
Up in the Danny Marino up in the suite.
Wow, nice. Good stuff. Let's take a look at the replay here. Hollins with 2 feet down. Yeah, baby. He's got it. All right, that's a touchdown. So with the extra point, the Dolphins will take the lead. We're live here at NSPN, getting you ready for, of course, Bears versus the Bucs, giving you an update right now. Samaje Perine with the nail and the coffin, if you will.
Let's talk about the late games a little bit.
Yes, go ahead.
Anything interest you? You got the Jared Goff Bowl. He returns to Los Angeles for the Lions.
Should be a blowout. Is it a blowout, or did the Lions make that close? Are you buying into Vegas here?
No.
You taking that line? What's the
14
line?
and a half.
Are you taking that?
I mean, that's a stay away game if you're a gambler.
Why?
Because the only team you could take there is the Rams, I think.
Right, you got to take the Rams, but
Or
the Lions
nobody.
have played tough.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think, look, the players for the Rams, they want to win it for Stafford. Stafford, wants to win that game. But then again, you could look at the Lions players. They want to win it for Goff.
Yeah, but
to me,
they don't have
too
enough-
much talent for the
not,
Rams.
Not enough. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't interest me. I think it's going to be a blowout Rams. Go
Interesting
ahead.
game in Las Vegas. The Eagles come to Vegas. Raiders are only -2. Raiders with a great performance last week after all the Gruden controversy.
Bisaccia should have had a coaching job a long time ago, NFL, and this is why he had that team ready to play. I believe
At home,
in
I
the
think the
Las
Raiders,
Vegas Raiders.
I do too.
And what I saw from the Eagles last week, it looked like, once again, a rookie quarterback or second-year quarterback.
Yep.
Look, he didn't play a lot in his rookie year. To me, he's still a rookie quarterback. He's a one-read guy, one read, and he's running, and that's not going to work in the National Football League. It just won't.
No, you're right. I like the Raiders. I like Derek Carr playing really well.
Yeah. All right, let's go out to these comments here. Mahomes officially figured out, thank you, Bucs, for the blueprint. Baby GOAT moniker was getting annoying. Eventually, NFL figures everyone out except TB12, although they figured him out just a little bit, getting interior pressure. But once again, consistently, Tom Brady is the greatest of all time for a reason. And it goes back to the Madden curse. Mahomes gets hurt, has not had a great year. Maybe he won't be on the cover next year. Huh?
Right.
Just saying. All right, Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan legend. Brady's dream is to play for his beloved Lions.
Are we really Trojan legend? How bad is USC these days? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not good for USC, and that was not a good comment. In fact,
I don't want to hear.
be
I don't want to hear Trojan legends.
You may be wrong here, Jason Powers, because the Miami Dolphins are trying to do their best to blow this game.
Yeah.
Florida's own from the University of Florida, rookie Kyle Pitts.
Killing them
looking
today.
like Julio Jones across. Number 8, he does not look like a tight end, my friend. He looks like a wide receiver. That's at the tight end position.
He's got well over 100 yards receiving, too. He's had a great game. Great game today.
Amazing. Good stuff there from Kyle Pitts. Rodgers is a regular season quarterback.
What about
agree with that?
I mean,
discount double check.
He's had some playoff failures, but
Playoffs?
Would
Did
you
you say playoffs? He's had big time playoff.
Who
What
would
is he,
you
1
not-
and 5 in NFC Championship games career?
He is.
Okay.
1 and 4, something like that.
1 and 5.
Wouldn't you not take him, though, if he was available on the free agent market? If you were the Buccaneers? Sure you would.
No, I take Tom Brady.
No, I'm saying if Brady wasn't in the mix.
Tom
he'd be
Brady's
the next,
there. Tom Brady's going to play until he's
No, but the thing is, we know
65,000 years old.
The thing is, it's likely that Rodgers will be on the market next year.
Who do you think Rodgers plays for next year? Look at some of the teams. What's a team?
I'm going to give you 2.
He's not going to the Jets. It's not going to be Brett Favre in the Jets.
Pittsburgh. He loves Tomlin.
I could see Pittsburgh.
He loves him some Mike Tomlin.
Does that work? Because to me, Pittsburgh is one quarterback away from being
it absolutely works.
A scary Super Bowl contender
works.
with all those weapons.
Yes.
Najee Harris at the running
Good
back
defense.
position. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Green Bay, if they trade him and they move on, they want him in the AFC.
Correct. Denver Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater
maybe
experiment.
Denver's a possibility for sure.
John Elway with the mojo a little bit. Convinced Peyton Manning there. Joe Flacco didn't necessarily work out, but once again, knowing veteran quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers to Denver. Does he want to go in that division?
That's the other question.
I would go to Pittsburgh, but again,
I
you got
would too.
Baltimore and Cincinnati
I'd
being
go
an
to
upcoming
Pittsburgh,
team.
too. 'Cause that's
Cleveland, people forget about Cleveland. What's another team besides Pittsburgh and
maybe Washington?
Why not Washington? What happened to that defense, though? What
mean,
happened?
I get it.
Gracious. All right, so we're running down here. We got a couple minutes until we got game day here. The stadium is absolutely 100% rocking right now. Absolutely love it. Let me go ahead and fire those cannons right there. As we are about to run out of time, we'll take a quick phone call. 727-255 0391 at 727-255-0391. Once again, what time is that game going to be?
Which one?
The Bears and Bucs.
4:25.
Okay, so we got some time here. We still
Few
got
more
some
minutes.
time to talk about it if you want to talk about your biggest keys to this Bucs game versus the Chicago Bears. Of course, we touched on it. Antonio Brown out for this game. Evans last week, very quiet. Chris Godwin, 5 catches for 43 yards.
That's the guy
Watch
today. Yep.
Chris Godwin.
Yep, I think Godwin will be a factor today in between the hash marks.
Yes.
He's very, again, it'll be interesting if they put Godwin outside and Tyler Johnson inside or vice versa.
And consequently, you go back to last year, Mike Evans was hurt. Tyler Johnson had some big catches in that game. He's been known to have big catches throughout his limited career. So
one of the biggest catches of the season, didn't he catch a 3rd and long in Green Bay?
Third,
18, 3rd and 15 kind of play in Green
New
Bay.
Orleans. In
the New Orleans.
And he drew a pass interference call
In Green
versus the
Bay.
Packers.
That's
You were
right.
right. Let's
Yep.
see here. Matt Ryan throwing deep. Oh,
Caught.
Kyle Pitts with the catch.
Devastating.
Boy, oh boy, the safety was coming over the top.
Perfect throw.
And he-
Perfect throw.
Wow.
Matt Ryan, perfect throw.
Matt Ryan putting it in that little window. Here comes the safety. Kyle Pitts, one-on-one coverage.
That's all it is. They're throwing. That's like the
You
fourth-
don't even chuck him off the line there. You don't even chuck him. Why?
That's like the 4th time they've just thrown a fade route at Pitts, and he's caught every one of them.
I don't get it. I don't get the defense there. I mean, the guy is
too
completely
big.
killing you.
Too
You're
big.
going, but you got to chuck him. You got to be physical with them at the line of scrimmage, don't you? Don't you? I'm going all Gus Johnson on you here. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Jason Powers, the power man himself.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I'm going to call him the prophet here if he gets this right, but it looks like the Atlanta Falcons, Mike Davis from the Carolina Panthers, now with the
hobbled.
Falcons is
Davis
hobbling.
is hobbling off.
That's a bad loss. If they lose him, could be an ankle injury. So, all right, so 28-27 Miami over the Atlanta Falcons. Godwin, O.J. Howard. Surprised by O.J. Howard's performance last week?
No.
No?
He's going to keep – I mean, again, are the Bucs going to re-sign him at the end of the year? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting decision they have to make. He's a free agent. He's not going to make big money.
Right.
But somebody's going to will pay him a good salary.
Going back to it, and is that correct score there? Is New England winning 53-13?
Oh, sure.
Goodness gracious, 54-13.
Make it 54.
Oh.
A new low for Bob Saleh and the Jets.
Robert Saleh is looking right now, and he wants to be. What do you see with that 49er game? Let's talk about the 49ers
that's a
really
good one
quick.
tonight.
49ers, Carson
Colts.
Wentz versus the Colts. You believe
Jimmy
in
G
the
back.
Colts?
Jimmy G back in the lineup.
Jimmy
this
G
week.
a better fit at that
I
point than a
agree.
Trey Lance?
I agree now. For now, yes.
I agree too.
Lance is hurt with an ankle. Jimmy G's back. This is where if the 49ers are going to go, they got to go now.
Right.
They're coming off their bye week. They got to go. No George Kittle, but they got to go. They got to win.
Does
this
he ever
game.
play? I mean, ever since he's gotten the extension, ever
he-
since he's become one of the primetime players, you can't
Gotta
make
play.
it from the tub.
You got to go if you're the 49ers here.
And Jimmy Garoppolo, he's one injury away from them being in big time trouble.
No T.Y.
So-
Hilton tonight. He's out.
Again?
Yep.
He just came back last
He did.
week.
He's out. Not
Wow.
playing tonight.
Wow.
I like the
What a
Niners.
shame.
I like the Niners at home coming off the bye week.
Okay.
Good
I
game.
like the
It'll be a
Ni-
good
I
game.
like the Niners,
It'll be a
too.
good game. I think it'll be a good game.
I'm still not believing in the Colts, but the Colts made maybe look an idiot by beating the Miami Dolphins, which I didn't think they were going to be able to do with
Huge
Wentz and-
third down play here in Miami. 3rd and about 3.
All right.
If Atlanta gets a first down here, they're going to be able to run the clock out and kick the field goal at the gun.
Yep.
If they don't, they'll have to kick the field goal. Miami will still have time.
Yeah, we'll keep you abreast of that situation. Jamel Dean, interception last week, 2 straight games. I mean, he's a player that's been in this defense. Is he a guy that can step up today? Who do you see him playing? Is it an Allen Robinson? Because both of those guys can match up physicality, or is he a guy that you stick on or Darnell
Nah.
Mooney?
They're
Dee
gonna-
Delaney, Ross Cockrell,
They're going to roll.
Rashard Robinson? Not some names.
I don't
And
think
then
they're going
Richard
to. I don't
Sherman
think they're
coaching.
going to. I don't think they're going to man-to-man any one of these Bear guys.
I can't see it either. 3rd and 2
Here we
here.
go.
Ryan back. Handoff.
First
Cordell
down.
Patterson, first down. The penetration on the weak side there was there all day long. The Dolphins have to make that play, but the Falcons' offensive line wants him more right there. Cordell Patterson, my fantasy guy. getting the first down.
Gonna set up our boy Young Ho Koo for a game-winning attempt.
Kickers are your favorite. You love to talk about kickers.
I do.
You used to be a kicker.
I do.
Tell
yeah.
everybody out there about your great podcast you got going on, and of course what we do, No Quarter Given.
Powers on Sports podcast. We talk to media people. We talk to guys like Peter Blake. All about all things sports related. We talk Major League Baseball playoffs, college football.
We talk about the Rays, and then
Rays.
you get angry when I talk about
kill
the
you.
owners.
I kill your boy Kevin Cash, who you love.
I'm not a Kevin Cash fan. I'm definitely
He did it again this year.
He did it again.
He botched it again this year.
Oops, I did it again. I made
That's
a
it.
bad decision to make sure you lose the series. That sounds like a hit on radio. I'm just saying. All right. Matt Ryan here, 140. Handoff here to Cordell Patterson for a couple. At this point,
Chip shot.
You're basically
Kneel
not
down.
trying to screw it up, right?
Kneel down. You're going to see one more kneel down by the Atlanta, and then the coup will come in to try to kick the game winner.
You
at the
should
buzzer.
make this field goal here, but Pitt's career high 163 yards, Tua first game with 4 touchdown passes.
Good for
he
Tua.
hasn't played bad.
Good for Tua.
But again, those rumors will continue because it is a name player like a Watson who was young in this league, 24, 25. If he didn't have the off the field stuff, he would definitely be penciled in as a starter somewhere. Right now, he's not. So we'll keep you
It's a
abreast.
final in Green Bay, 24-10 final.
All right. So Aaron Rodgers wins another game here. That offense, not necessarily killing it, but getting it done, not blowing out people ever since that Saints debacle. 24-10, they win 24-14 last week versus the Chicago Bears. And, of course, that's who the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to play today, 4:25. We're here live at Ducky Sports Lounge in Tampa Bay. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Mr. Jason Powers. No Quarter Given podcast.
Yes.
How much fun was that this week, though?
Yeah, we like I said, we talk about whoever the Bucs are playing that week. We talk about their history. So this was Chicago Bear history. We talked Walter Payton.
Yes.
We talked the how back in 1985, the year the Bears won the championship, that memorable defense, 15-1.
They were actually down
38.
Well, 28. What is it? 24 or 28
The
to
Bucs
nothing.
scored 28 points in the first half against the Bears.
Against the Bears defense.
That first week of the year.
And they lost 38-28.
Yeah. Ended up losing the game, but the Bucs scored 28 points against that vaunted Chicago defense.
So Buccaneer.
1985.
So Buccaneer. All right. The game has just been postponed due to bad weather. That is not true, is it? No.
It might be delayed. It might have been
Lightning
delayed.
delay?
Maybe a delay. Probably. That's very likely.
Leo has kind of talked about these 4:00 games. Leo Haggerty, the legend himself, thanks a lot once again, representing its Sports Mag last night at the Tampa Bay Lightning game as they fell to the Colorado Avalanche 4-3 in a shootout. He said, if you have these
here's your
4
boy,
o'clock
real
games,
quick. Here's your boy, Koo at the buzzer, live.
31
in
yards.
person.
Give me a Gus Johnson. Come on.
Oh, false start.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, we're gonna have
You
a
got
false
a
start,
false
Atlanta.
start to put you back 5 yards. Now, this could come back to haunt you.
It's not going to affect. It's not going to. It should.
I'm just saying it could. All right, watch the camera there. That's it. Don't. People walking
Got the
in
UT
here.
people, the UT crowd.
UT crowd here. So Josh Andrews with the false start. Looks like Matt Ryan is. Looks like he's limping a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh, we got Brian Flores dog cussing somebody on the sideline.
Uh-oh. All right, 36-yard attempt
Young
here,
Ho
3 seconds. Young Ho Koo. Give me a Gus Johnson. Come on.
Oh God, please.
Give it to
No,
me.
You're the Gus lover. I got to
Come
let
on.
you do it.
Gus Johnson. Here we go. 36 yards.
Dead
Ready?
middle of the field.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good. It's good. The Atlanta Falcons move to 3-3.
At
Over
the buzzer.
the Miami Dolphins, who changed to 1-6.
The
Go to
greatest,
1-6.
the greatest kick I've ever seen.
Young Ho Koo.
Touchdown Philadelphia early in.
His father out of
Las
Hawaii
Vegas.
right now is proud.
Young Ho Koo went to Georgia Southern, by the way.
Did he? I thought he was out of Hawaii.
No.
My bad.
No. Touchdown Philadelphia out in Vegas early.
Wow. Okay, what happened on that? Jalen Hurts? So
Kenneth
was that
Gainwell.
Kenneth Gainwell. Which, by the way, Gainwell has definitely taken a lot of snaps away from Miles Sanders. Concern fantasy-wise?
He's on my team, so no. I got Sanders.
You got Sanders.
I am concerned.
You're concerned. How concerned are you? Concerned. Okay. Silence speaks volumes. All right, let's go out to Christopher Cole. It's going to take Saleh at least 3 years to turn the Jets around. They've been a dumpster fire. Absolutely. I mean, it's so many first-round picks. You look throughout the years, Jason Powers, and that has caught up with them. You look at the bad teams. You look at the Bucs back in their bad days, how many first-round picks they wasted, how many premium picks, second- and third-round picks. You can't continue to do that and win ball games.
I mean, it sounds like it's an organizational thing as much as it is they've gone through a bunch of coaches, GMs. Maybe it's an ownership issue. I don't know.
Well, it's something, but it's not cleaning up any time soon here because the Jets got rocked today by New England. Thanks a lot for showing up, JETS 54-13. I feel bad because I know there's a lot of Jets fans out there. Trade Tua. I don't think that's going to happen, although that has been talked about. Houston does not want Tua. They want to go with
They're trying to find a third team,
right,
to get involved, to take somebody, because Tua's got to be involved in the trade.
If you're a team out there, you're a young team, you guys are leaving? All right, I'll see you later. There we go. They're going. They're out of here. Mr. Raider James, his girlfriend right there, a Packer fan. She had a good day. He's having a good day, obviously, with the Raiders playing well. So we'll see how that all turns out. All right, we're just rambling along here. Biggest key to this game for the Bucs to go to 6-1.
By the way, we've got a Lions touchdown early, and it looks like the Rams have just fumbled the kickoff, and they may be in business for.
So the bettors right now, Las Vegas, going crazy.
Well,
because the line was what?
14.5.
And you said yourself, you're not taking that line.
I wouldn't play the game.
You wouldn't play the game.
Oh, surprise onside kick is what it was.
Oh, look at this.
And the Lions recover.
Shades of the Super Bowl. Sean Payton versus the Colts to start the second half there. Look, if you're the Lions, you got nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
You don't have a win this year. You've lost 2 games in the fourth quarter with long field goals. As much as I kind of make fun of Dan Campbell, I kind of like his moxie.
He's done a good job.
This team has not given up on him.
He's done a very good job.
I agree with you. I'm not sure if I take this line at this point. This could be the surprise of the day. If the Lions go up 14-0, do you start to panic if you're the Rams?
No,
Probably not.
No.
But in Vegas, you're panicking because of the line coming into it. All right. So 7-0 surprise onside kick for the Lions right there as they are in business there at the 45-yard line. Of course, Jared Goff, former LA Ram,
who got criticized by the coach this week. Campbell called him out.
Really?
At the press conference last Sunday. Hey, you need to play better, Jared.
Yeah.
We need you to do more.
You got to do more. You traded for him. I mean, I don't think Jared Goff is a franchise quarterback, but
he can be functional.
He can be functional. That's what you need if you're a Lions team. And right now you're kind of looking for a top 10 pick to build either that offensive line or to get some more weapons for a quarterback like a Goff, or you're going to draft a quarterback next year in this draft. You're looking at some prospects. All right.
Score prediction.
Yes.
Give me a prediction for the game today.
Well, you give me a first. You give me your biggest key to this game.
Just, again, don't self-destruct if you're the Buccaneers. You're better than the Bears, both sides of the ball. Don't self-destruct. It's an 11-point spread. Everybody thinks you're better. Go prove it. 34-17 final.
Great minds think alike. I like the Bucs in this game. I was going to say 27-20, but the more I do research on this team, the more I feel like the Bears are in big-time trouble. 32nd ranked offense with a rookie quarterback against this Bucs defense who can get after it against an offensive line that has struggled. I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win 31-17. Tom Brady gets revenge, even though they have all kinds of injuries offensively and defensively, especially in the back end. They will find a way to harass. And because they were ready for Jalen Hurts last week, they're going to be.
That helps.
Yes, that helps. They'll be ready for Justin Fields today. Bucs win 31-17 to go to 6-1. We're here live at Ducky's, getting you ready for Bucs versus the Bears. For Blake Anthony at Sports Talk 49, for the Power Man, the Prophet himself, Mr. Jason Powers, I'm your host, Peter Blake. Enjoy the game. Bucs versus the Bears coming up here live on CBS. We'll see you at halftime here on NSPN, where sports media evolves, and I love St. Pete.
They beat us last year. They're a tough bunch. They know what to expect from us. We know what to expect from them. We just got to execute. Just the fight and the resolve. We got to keep getting back up. We don't dwell on the ones we lost. We don't dwell on the ones we won either.
We take what they got. Let's go. Have it on your mind for fight.
It's a big game for us because it's the next game and we want to get to 6-1, and that's what we're trying to get to.
Dropping to throw. Throws a dart. Caught ball. Mike Evans, touchdown Tampa Bay. Far sideline it in. Intercepted. Picked off at the 30-yard line.
Barrett been all over the place out there to make that stop.
Follows the block. Touchdown. Easy pickings for Leonard Fournette.
Hey, Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.